Temp check. What kind of summer are we having this year? A family road trip summer? A beach bum summer? Or a wake me up when the sun sets summer? With Instacart, choose your own adventure and skip the shopping side quests. Where available, you can get ice cream delivered to your hotel, sunscreen to the pool, or cold brew to your bed. Well, door, in as fast as 30 minutes. Wherever you find yourself this summer, you can get the goods. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Byte, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Byte clear liners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces, plus they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you could pay with your HSA, FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Edit audio.
Hey everyone, today is a special episode. We have a huge breakthrough in the Sandra Hemme case, and we want to tell you all about it. It's June 14th, 2024, and Judge Ryan Horsman has overturned Sandra Hemme's conviction. I'm in Nicaragua, staying at a home that's high up in the jungle, and I'm searching for a place on the porch where I can get decent Wi-Fi. I didn't expect to hear the news this quickly. We were estimating mid-July. But as soon as the tracking notification from the Missouri court system pops in my inbox, I reach out to Sean O'Brien. He's on Sandy's local counsel for the Innocence Project, and he tells me in an email that Judge Horsman ruled in our favor. There's an exclamation point at the end of that sentence. He also said, "We filed a motion to release her last night. Now we wait for the judge to rule." We immediately reached out to Rick Hartigan upon finding out this news. He was the first to report on police withholding evidence. Evidence now known to link former police officer Michael Holman to the murder. Rick received threats at the time for this reporting.
First, I know that the first reaction should be I'm overjoyed by this, but really after that initial thought, it's kind of like I'd like to hear someone in authority say I'm sorry.
If you've been following along, you know that this is the moment we've been waiting for throughout the season. But if you're just joining us, here's a quick recap. Sandra, or Sandy Hemme, has been serving the past 4+ decades in prison for a murder that was likely committed by a St. Joseph police officer. On November 12, 1980, Patricia Jeschke's body was found on the floor of her apartment in St. Joseph, Missouri. Sandy had no connection to the victim, and at the time was a psychiatric patient at the St. Joseph State Hospital. Sandy was interrogated multiple times by police at the hospital, and despite no physical, forensic, or eyewitness evidence linking her to the crime, Sandy spent most of her life behind bars. In the summer of 2023, Sandy was granted a hearing after her attorneys at the Innocence Project filed a 147-page petition that included never presented evidence. Fast forward to January 2024, when our team traveled to Chillicothe, Missouri to attend this evidentiary hearing that has ultimately led to today's decision. In his ruling, Ryan Horsman said evidence directly ties a now-deceased police officer to the killing of Patricia Jeschke. The court found that, quote, the only evidence linking Miss Hemme to the crime was that of her own inconsistent, disproven statements that were taken while she was in psychiatric crisis and physical pain, unquote. Meanwhile, the evidence implicating Michael Holman was so significant that, quote, it would be difficult to imagine that the state could prove Miss Hemme's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, based on the weight of the evidence now available that ties Holman to this victim and the crime and excludes Miss Hemme, unquote. Here's Rick again.
Well, this has never been about me. It's been about Sandra and the legal justice system. But personally, I felt good knowing that I had some vindication that the early reporting was borne out to be accurate, that, any problems that I had related to this were worth it. Maybe in some small way it helped keep some of this alive, that just the fact that some evidence about Michael Holman did make it out into the public stream, and that was there, that maybe that helped move this thing forward 40 years later. So maybe a little vindication in the end. Although, again, it's not about my feelings. It's really about this poor woman that basically has lost all of her adult life.
I should note that the Missouri Attorney General's office has not responded to our request for comment. If released, Sandra Hemme's prison term will mark the longest-known wrongful conviction of a woman in U.S. history. This is a title that, frankly, is incredibly disheartening and frustrating. This means that Sandy has spent over 4+ decades of her life in prison for a crime that she did not commit. This is a hard pill to swallow, and I can't imagine the feelings that Sandy and her family are having right now.
I'm very happy and hopeful for Sandra, but I'm sad for our community. And I would really like someone in authority to recognize that. I mean, this hasn't run in our local newspaper. There doesn't seem to be any interest here in the community. I would also like to say, thank God for Judge Horsman. I mean, after all these years, somebody listened. He was very attentive. You could tell he was drawn into this case and obviously very thoughtful. And 40 some years later, here we are. It's an amazing journey. My heart breaks for Sandra, and I hope there's some kind of future for her, but a lot's been taken.
For now, a 10-page motion for her release has been filed by her attorneys. The motion lists some reasons why the judge should permit Sandy's immediate release. Notably that she is elderly, has a supporting family that she will be living with, and does not present a danger to society. So what are the next steps? The judgment overturned Sandy's conviction, but that doesn't mean this is over. Sandy is now a defendant in the original murder charge. The prosecutor in Buchanan County, where the original charges were laid, now has 30 days to either dismiss the charge or send it to a new trial. If Judge Horsman grants the motion for bail, Sandy will remain free until the government lawyers decide what to do. If the Buchanan County prosecutor dismisses charges, it's over and Sandy remains free. So in a way, this is sort of the beginning. Now that this monumental decision has been made, we're going to see if Sandy will soon be released from the Chillicothe Correctional Center, and then ultimately see if she's granted her freedom. We'll then have the first chance to speak with Sandy's family and her lawyers from the Innocence Project. For now, Jane Poocher from the Innocence Project told us this: "We are grateful to the court for acknowledging the grave injustice Ms. Hemme has endured for more than 4 decades. We will continue to fight until all charges are dismissed and Ms. Hemme is reunited with her family."
In my mind's eye, I'd like to envision that she gets out and has a great meal, sits around with the family, they get to know one another, and she can put together some semblance of a life outside prison and maybe try and pick up some pieces in these last years of her life and surround herself with family and have a little peace.
I've been in touch with Sandy's daughter, Melissa, since the evidentiary hearing. We don't talk about the case because lawyers advise her not to, and I respect that, of course. But I wanted to get her feelings after this critical ruling. Here's what she texted me. "I can tell you that we are so very happy and grateful for Judge Horsman's ruling, and we are anxiously awaiting for her to come home." Stay tuned for more as we follow this case and Sandra's potential release. The Sandra Hemme story is part of the Edit Audio original series Ozarks True Crime. It is written and hosted by me, Ann Roderick Jones. This episode was produced by Ali Sirwa and Kathleen Speckert, and was edited, mixed, and mastered by Ali Sirwa. Our executive producer is Steph Colburn. Thank you immensely to the entire Edit Audio team and to Patrick Rendell for the theme music. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at hello@editaud.io. That's HELLO@EDITAUD.io.